Hi guys, so I would say welcome to the jungle. It looks like a jungle, but this is latest flip that we've bought. So just got the keys to it, so I'm going to take you in now and have a look at it. So just thought you'd come along. I haven't got any figures for you yet because I don't know what the figures are going to be. So just wanted to get this video as soon as I can just to show you. As soon as I've got the figures, then I'll release another video and we'll go through all the figures. So let's go and take a look. Okay guys, so we're inside now, and this is a house that was a deceased estate. So I don't think it's been decorated for 40, 50 years. It's very old, as you'll see. So what are we going to do in here? Well, we've basically got everything needs stripping out. So we're going to take all the wallpaper off. We'll take all the joinery and the timber off. We'll completely rewire it. If you look at some of the electrics are absolutely dreadful. Yeah, even got like a very old-fashioned bell there. Yeah, we've got very poor heating and just generally poor standard of workmanship. So electric boxes on the wall like this. So we'll just take it all out, strip it all back. We'll replaster the house and then just start putting everything back in. So we'll put new doors in, new joinery, so new architraves, new skirting. We'll probably take out this lovely 1970s panelling. We'll replace the front door. So this staircase, we'll rip it out and we'll put a lovely new staircase in, so it'll open up the hallway. Yeah, so let's go and have a look upstairs. Nothing really out the ordinary. It's just dirtier than some. You can see the state of I mean, that's literally like dirt from people's hands, just grime. So this is the largest of the 3 bedrooms. So we'll just take all these wardrobes out. We've got some dry rot on the floor here. So what we'll do in this instance is we'll just take all of this floor up. It's easier than trying to repair it. So we'll take the whole floor up and we'll put down some 18mm chipboard. So that's what we'll do here rather than repairing it. Also, while we've got the floor up, it means then we can do all the electrics, we can do all the plumbing and anything else that we need access to in the floor. Yeah, so all this will be taken out, strip all this back. We'll put a new boiler in. We'll probably relocate that boiler to somewhere a bit more sensible rather than the bedroom. There's no problem with it in the bedroom, but if we've got to change it anyway, we'll probably relocate that into the kitchen. Looks like there's been some flood damage. There's some flood damage on the ceiling, but again, I'm not worried about it because we'll rip these ceilings down and just put new ceilings in. Doors, we'll replace all the doors. We'll replace everything really. Bathroom, pretty grim in here. So I know some of you on YouTube call me like rip it out Nick. Just rip it all out, rip it out, rip out the kitchen any further. Well, if you're going to rip out, rip it out. But I mean, it literally is just a case of rip it out. Yeah. So we're just going to rip it all out. Yeah. Rip the lot out, skip it all. Nice square room, start again. It doesn't get any simpler than that really. People overcomplicate these things and people look at it and think how bad it is. But actually, yeah, it looks bad, but it's nothing that you or me can't do. You shouldn't be put off by these things, and the worse they are, or the worse they look, the cheaper you get the property for. So yeah, so we'll rip all this out. We'll obviously replace any floorboards or areas that need replacing. This looks or feels okay. Then we'll replaster it all, put some nice new downlighters in. We'll put a new bath, toilet and sink, and we'll put a shower over the bath as well. So we'll put a shower in here as well. I don't think the electrics have been done for, well, they probably haven't been done for like 40 or 50 years. It's still got the old cord, cord wiring or cord covered wiring. Yeah, again in here, lovely new wardrobes in 1950s or something. So all this, just skip it. Half an hour job, gone. Strip all the wallpaper. Ceiling doesn't look too bad, but it may be a case of there's no point in stripping it. We'll just take it down and put new, just reboard it. Windows, depending on how bad they are, we'll try and clean them with some UPVC cleaner, because you'd be surprised how bad they can look, but they're actually not that bad. So we'll try and clean them, see what happens. If it's no good, then we'll just change the windows. What else have we got? So yeah, all the electrics, we'll renew the electrics, as I said. We'll put new radiators in, because these are they just look horrible. Even the pipe work's horrible. It's just dreadful. So yeah, we'll change that. Floorboards look good in here, so that's okay. And then moving on into the smallest room, box room. So this is, it is what it is, small box room. Strip the wallpaper. Maybe paint that radiator, it doesn't look too bad. Maybe put some new fittings on it. So I always try and do the minimum that I can, yeah, as you've seen from the YouTube videos. So always try and do the minimum amount to get the maximum value. So if the radiator can be painted, paint the radiator. That's why they sell radiator paint. Yeah, if nobody painted radiators and we always replaced them, you wouldn't have radiator paint. So you'd be surprised how much all these little things add up cost-wise. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to go mad. We don't want to change things just for the sake of it. Like back to brick. I hear a lot of people say that, oh, I'm just going to go back to brick. Back to brick. It seems to be like a buzzword. Back to brick for what? Back to brick, and then you've got to put brand new plasterboards on, or you've got to put a browning coat on and then plaster. What's the point? Really, we just want the property to end up looking brand new, and that doesn't mean going back to brick, but there seems to be just this buzzword. And if you do go back to brick, it'll cost you even more, yeah? So all that's needed in here, for example, is we don't need back to brick. All we need to do is take off the wallpaper and then re-skim the walls. You can't skim over the top of wallpaper, so even if you've got a little bit of wallpaper the size of your thumb, it will cause the plaster to bubble and break off. So it is important you get all of the paper off. But this room, apart from maybe the ceiling, just take the, we'll take the wallpaper off and then and plaster it. We always put new skirtings and architrave in. We don't try and keep existing ones. We always replace those. We'll put new doors in. We'll obviously put new windowsill in. We'll probably put a nice timber windowsill rather than a UPVC windowsill, because they look a bit naff. But it's all about knowing your market. It's all about knowing who's going to buy the property from you and how much you're going to sell it for. What sort of person's going to buy it? We don't want to be, if this was a young person's property that was going to buy it, then we might do things a little bit differently. If it's a retirement bungalows, then we do things differently for there. So it's all about what you bought it for, how much you're going to spend on it, what it's going to be worth, and who's going to buy it. But yeah, all things like this just puts everybody off. So, if you've got people looking around this to buy, they'll just think it's dreadful. But what is it? It's just, well, bit of a crowbar, chisel and a hammer, it's gone. Take the wallpaper off, it's gone. Re-skim it, new architrave, back to new again. Yeah, it's as simple as that, really. It is a simple process. You've just got to make sure you get your numbers right. Trying to think if there's anything else to tell you. That's pretty much it upstairs, really. So if you've got any questions, always put them below and I'll answer the questions as you go. And also, while we just move on downstairs, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It's always good if you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. But I mean, if you look at like the old fittings there, look, really old-fashioned. It's and as I mentioned, the sockets, surface-mounted. So that's obviously been added at a later stage. Surface-mounted sockets. We're going to do away with all those. We're going to we'll sink them in. Moving on into the living room area. So what's happened here is that they've split this. This was originally 2 rooms. So this would have been the living room area or dining room, vice versa, but this would have been a room. And then the area here would be another room. So originally there would have been a wall here, and there probably would have been a door probably about there. So you would have come in here, the wall would have been here, another door there, and you would have come into the second dining room area. All this very 1970s. So this is a case of we'll take this out. So this will all be, lots of spiders we have. So all this will be stripped back, and that is a case where we will go back to brick, because we're not going to try and board over this or plaster browning over it or anything. We're just we'll take this off, and then we'll reboard it and then reskim it. We'll also put these rooms back to 2. So again, it's knowing your market. I know that the market for this would prefer to have 2 reception rooms. So we'll make 1 room there, we'll put a stud partition across here, and then we'll have this as a, this will be the second reception room. We won't put a new fire in, but we'll tidy that up, and we'll make it look better than that, and make it so that, you know, we're not going to take the chimney out. Again, it's a waste of money taking chimneys out. The only time we take chimneys out is if we need to gain the space for a HMO. Apart from that, we don't take chimneys out. Costs too much money. It's money that you won't get back. No one is going to come round to look at buying a house and say, oh, there's a chimney in there. I think we could have got a bit more extra space, so we're not going to buy it. Most people, if you go and view a house, they won't even know whether they've seen a chimney or not. The only reason we would take a chimney out is for HMO purposes, where we need the square meterage on the floor. We don't need the square meterage here. It's not going to be a HMO, so we don't need to take it out. Even if it was a HMO, we wouldn't always take it out. If we've got the square meterage in the room, it's not coming out. Very expensive. You can't just go taking chimneys out either, because if the neighbour's taken theirs out, you can't take yours out. It also comes under the Party Wall Act, so you would need to ask permission, or you'd need to, not necessarily ask permission, but you need to inform the neighbour. You need to involve a party wall surveyor. It's not just a case of taking chimneys out. And if you don't do that, you could be in trouble. So this will be the dining area. We'll take off all these old beams. They're kind of like fake oak beams. We'll take all those off, and this will all be skimmed. And in fact, everything in the whole house, there's nothing we're going to leave. Everything in the whole house is going to be re-plastered, re-skimmed. We'll try and tidy these up. They look like fairly, the locks look fairly new actually. So we'll try and clean these up with UPVC cleaner, and I think it should come up okay. If you look at those locks there, they look fairly substantial. So it's a really nice house actually. It's a nice location. It's got a lovely long garden, nice outlook. It's quite quiet. So obviously the garden goes back way back, but we just can't see it all. So so let's just go and have a look. Just going to have a look outside. Just be careful of that step. So we can see it's got an extension on. It's actually got 2 extensions on. Got a little bit of subsidence there. We can see the cracks in the brickwork. So not too concerned about that. What we'll do is we'll check the drains. It's probably more than likely the drainage. I actually did see this before I bought it, so I did know about it before I bought it. And but just explaining to you that don't always be put off by structural things. So we'll correct that with a Helifix system. That's a structural system that you use to stop any more movement. So we'll use that. So if we go on in now, we can go and have a look in the kitchen. So see the state of the kitchen. In the old days, kitchens were just this is it. This was for a kitchen. In fact, the kitchen would have ended there. We can see there where that would have been where the wall was. So actually the kitchen would have literally just been this bit here. we can see that they've put a couple of steel beams in, and they've extended the kitchen out, which is where where the back corner has dropped. We saw the cracks there, so that's where the back corner has dropped. So this would have been the kitchen, and that's all they had. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this wall out. So we're going to put some new steel beams in. We're going to take this wall out, and I'll show you through there in a minute. We're going to take this out, and we're going to go and we're going to make this into one big square kitchen. Just while we're here, just remembering that we're going to put a door. So there's the doorway's got to go in there through to that second room in there. Okay, so the door will go through there. That's too bad to paint, so we'll replace that. And yeah, all these things here, the pipes, they're going to all be sunk in. We're not having never put any surface mounted over anything. So we always sink everything in, sink the electrics in, cables, pipe work, everything. Now, if we bought if we bought an okay house and the pipes were surface mounted, I wouldn't go hacking away at the walls and sink them in. But in instances like this where we've got to do a complete renovation, then there's no point in cutting corners. We're just going to drop those into the wall, so it'll be a nice smooth wall. All this will come out, all the cladding, and then replaster it. We'll put some nice downlighters in here to give it some nice LED downlights to make the kitchen pop. We'll obviously put brand new flooring in. We're going to need to self-level the floor, so we're going to need to concrete this floor. So we'll put some. It's too large an area to self-level manually, so we'll call a company in that will bring a pump in, and they'll pump the concrete into pump the self-leveler into the screed to self-level. Self-leveling compound. Yeah, nice. It doesn't even shut, but a nice sliding door there. Yeah, I mean, imagine cooking your food in this. I mean, this is just, it's just horrible. It's vile. Look at the electric socket. It's just, ugh. So let's go and have a look through here to see what we're going to extend to. Okay, so that wall we're going to knock out, and we're going to extend the kitchen so it's a nice big square kitchen. So at the moment, as you saw in there, the kitchen's it's useless. It's no good for nothing. So we've got a bit of drainage to rearrange. So we'll take this out, redo the drainage, and we'll put new flooring. And then this here is the garage. So what we're going to do in there, we'll do a garage conversion because it's going to add a lot of value onto the house, and it's going to be relatively inexpensive. So for about 10, 12, 13,000 pound, we can add on an extra room, and particularly in this day and age, people like to have an extra reception room with home working and all that kind of stuff since COVID. So we're going to do a garage conversion there. The garage is not really wide enough for a car anyway, so it's not like anybody could park the car in. So we'll make use of that space there. Yeah, roof is completely gone, so we'll just rip out all the roof, and we'll put a brand new roof on with a couple of Velux lights. So we'll put a couple of 2 Velux lights in there, Velux windows, roof lights. So that'll look really good, and it'll give a lot of daylight into here because there's no window. That's the neighbouring party wall. So yeah, so this wall will be coming out as well down to the down to here. So here we'll square off the kitchen. So that will go, new roof, square all that off, and then out here we've got like what was probably some old coal sheds and things. So we've got a very horrible downstairs toilet and another room there. So I'm thinking at the moment we will keep the toilet, so we'll redo all that, and then in here we'll probably have that as a bit of a utility area, so we can put the washer and the dryer in there. Or well, we won't, but whoever buys it can have that. And then we'll just tidy this up and plaster it and re-roof it. We'll put a new back door on. Look at the state of that door. Jeez. So yeah, we'll put a new door on there, and yeah, that's it really. So nice little project. Nice. I'll get the numbers. I haven't worked the numbers out yet, but actually I'll probably do another video. A lot of you have been asking about how you can cost out these kind of things. So yeah, a lot of you have been saying how can we cost out how much these things cost. So I'll probably do another video and go through and explain my thought process on how I work things out. So, but yeah, this will put a lot of people off, you see. This will be too bad for a lot of people. So for you guys, it means more opportunities, because the less people that buy it, and the less people that want to buy it, the more deals for you. So I think that's it. I'll just have a quick look in here, see if there's anything else I've missed. No, I don't think so. I think I mentioned about the front door when we came in, so we'll replace the whole of that unit. We won't even try cleaning it up. We'll just replace the door and the side light. And yeah, looking forward to get going on this one. Well, as with all the other YouTube videos, we'll keep you updated. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more of these videos and be notified. Any comments or questions, put them below. And until next time, see you guys.